Welcome back to another lovely day on the Finca. We're enjoying our, I don't know, is it a normal wave after the heat wave? We don't know. Temperatures forecast to be 30 degrees C, 86 Fahrenheit. Absolutely perfect. This is why we moved to Spain, not for 42 degrees, but normally average maximum temperatures in July and August are around 32 degrees. So, you know, 42 is abnormally hot, although we do get days like that occasionally. This year we've had more than our fair share. So, today we were actually hoping to go on with the ground floor loo in the corral, in the old corral, get the frame and the door sorted out, but best laid plans.
So, Andy's been roped into helping our local farmer to pick his almonds this morning. Not a lot of work being done on the Finca, I'm afraid, but hopefully we'll get a few free almonds. In the meantime, I'm looking after the boys. They're in the shade, so I don't know whether you can see that very well. After their op yesterday, but they're doing absolutely fine. But I'm sitting with them because otherwise they'd be barking their heads off at Emilio. Yeah, so interesting anyway, watching them pick the almonds.
There you go. So I'm just back after a mammoth morning. We've actually picked over 40 almond trees.
Yeah.
Crikey.
I did try and get some footage, but I'm not used to this new camera now, and as super duper as it is, if an imbecile is operating it, it doesn't work, so I obviously hadn't switched it on properly. Apologies, guys.
Not so, we got some footage anyway.
We got a little bit.
So yeah, this area, all around us, all we've got is almonds, olives and grapevines, and some table vines in some areas, isn't there?
Yeah, some eating grapes as well.
Eating grapes, yeah. And normally they pick the almonds, they're all ready now, and normally they pick them, if they can, with a machine. They have this massive thing on the back of a tractor that wraps a big sheet round the tree, grabs hold of the tree and literally just shakes it, and they all fall off. And then I've not studied them, but then they're usually accompanied by a big trailer and pulled by another tractor, and they fill them all up with them, take them off, sell them and what have you. Yeah. But unfortunately these at the back of us, they can't get the machine in. He's got 14 hectares, Emilio, 34 acres, is it?
34 acres. We looked it up the other day, didn't we?
Yeah, and he's all like mainly almonds and olives and stuff. So he's got his work cut out. But the little bit at the back of us and a bit further on, you can't get the machine in, so they've got to be done by hand. He's actually asked me again if I'll help him sort of one day next week with the rest of them. Of course, I said yes. So yeah, so it wasn't all in vain anyway. Look what we've got. He gave us nearly a bucket of almonds, and Sharon loves them, don't you?
I do, absolutely. Yeah. There are two types actually. There's the pink blossom and the white blossom. These are the white blossom, and these you can just shell and eat. You don't need to do any processing. The pink blossom almonds, they come earlier in the season, and they're a little bit bitter. So they're the ones that go to be made into marzipan, almond paste, almond liqueur, those types of things where sugar is added. Whereas these, they're beautiful, you can just eat them.
We used to see them, didn't we, driving up, and wonder, because the pink ones come out, even the blossom is the first blossom of the year. March, is it?
About March time, yeah. Beautiful.
But the white ones don't blossom until sort of April, even May.
Yeah.
So, and we always wondered if there was any difference. Why are some white and why are some pink? Well, now we know, and now you know.
Apologies for me keep scratching, by the way, but the trees were absolutely full of a tiny, tiny little mite. If you've ever done grape harvesting, it's the same kind of thing. And of course, when maybe Leo's shaking the trees, these insects are being released. And I sat with the dogs watching all this happening. I was absolutely covered in tiny...
I didn't think I was trying to stand up when he was doing it.
Yeah. But of course they're in this bucket as well, so that's why I keep scratching. Apologies.
This is why we've got a mission on now. But on the tree, they actually split open like that when they're ready, and then you get them off the tree. If you're not using the machine, he has like a big bough. It's got like a rubber club on the end, so you can hit the tree with it. But because it's got this big rubber thing, it doesn't damage the tree. It took his time to explain this to me. Of course, you just put big nets on the floor and just go around and whack them all off, and then scoop them all up and put them in your bucket. But when they come off, when they're split, you take the actual thing out, which is probably what you recognise as an almond, and then with the crackers, we've got some props as well today. Oh, we dropped the props.
Oh, it's not good with my back either.
Sharon's still got a bad back. That's why she's been.
That's why I've not been doing much.
Confined to barracks. Haven't you got some with cracked?
I have, yes. Yeah. That's what they look like when they're out of the shell. You've probably seen them before.
Split one open. Sharon absolutely loves these.
Split one open. There we go. Lovely and white inside.
Yeah, you can see the nice white colour inside.
I've already had about 4. They're very, very sweet. Lovely. Delicious. Nice. They really are, yeah.
Excuse me. So, Sharon's going to crack on.
Crack on cracking.
Cracking. Because obviously we don't want all the green bits. We just want these.
Yeah.
And you just keep them in your bowl with your crackers. And crack them as you want them. All the rest of the stuff, the husk, the leaves, there's leaves and all sorts in here. And we'll just chuck that back on the land and it can rot down and compost in. In the meantime, I'm going to try and make a start on the ground floor corral loo door. Hurrah! For the header tank, I topped it up this morning. It's not leaking, and you can't quite tell from here, but it's about half full now. The antifreeze has put a slight tint on the liquid. It was a quarter full this morning, so as it's expanded, rather than us losing water, it's just gone up on the tank, which is absolutely brilliant, which means we can check it visually from the ground, yeah, without having to wonder how much is in it, because before we couldn't see. Now we can see exactly how much is in it. Another good job, well done. Right, so I've finally decided how I'm going to do this door. I've been thinking about it quite a lot. This timber is 90mm wide, what's that, just under 4 inches, and the door's going to shut to this side of it. It's going to be 21mm overlap. So what I'm going to do, because I don't want to put an architrave on it, on the inside or outside, because I think it just looks great as it is. So I'm going to put a strip down the centre that's going to make the door frame, leaving the same 21mm-ish on the inside. I think that'll look better. I think that'll look alright. So I need to rip down some timber. It's 90mm, we've just done the maths. 21mm, it's size 42, so it needs to be 48mm, nearly 2 inches wide. I don't know, tenths of inches, sorry. And then that'll go in the middle. It will be a completely different colour because it's new and stuff, but like we always say, in time all the wood will blend to be exactly the same colour. And if I keep picking my teeth, it's because they're full of we've got almonds stuck in them. They do that to you. Right, so I'll go and get them cut. Okay, so I've actually found some offcuts that are off bits of wood that I've ripped down before. I've got a long piece which is 15mm thick. This bit I've cut already, that's got to go at the top there. Then the rest of it will go down this side, and there's a slightly thicker piece which I'm going to put on this side, because that's the way the door's going to open and close, and if it gets slammed it'll take a bit more impact. It's a bit crude, this system, but it's how the house is originally, how all the original windows and doors are. They're not routed out or rebaited that way. They've just got pieces put in to form the stops. So I'm doing it exactly the same way that it was done originally, because that's how we want to keep the house. So all I'm going to do now, I'm going to put a bead of glue all the way down here. I'm going to offer it up. I'm going to pop some clamps on it and then position it exactly so it's 21mm in, which is going to be the thickness of my door that's going to sit against it, and then we'll come back to do the sides. Hopefully when you come back this will be in place. I should have said actually I'm going to nail it in with the old nailer. So I've got it clamped. I'll have a nail in there. Then I'll just check this other side again. Just go in a little bit. Take that one off now. That's it, it's moving now. Centre 21. It's actually a little bit bowed, the wood, so I'm going to get the centre. I know that end's right because I've just done it. I'm going to get the centre right and I'm just going to spring this end out a bit. I can't show you very well because there's no room in here, as we know from the past. That's it, clamp it up tight. I'm a bit too far actually. Lovely. Because it's glued and nailed, and once the glue sets, which it's doing already, it's not going anywhere. One in there. Smashing. Right, I've got these two verticals done now. The same on this side. I've cut this one to length. I'm just going to put a bead of glue down it. In fact, I'll start at the bottom, which you can't see. Just like that. And I'm going to get one in the top flush with that one because I know that's right, and then again it's a little bit curly, so I'm just going to measure it and bend it in on my way down to get it perfect. So let's get this one in. Just got to make sure you don't touch the frame with the glue anywhere you don't want it to be seen. Oh, I can't reach it now. Any longer arms. Right, so first one in. Then we just work down, measuring and nailing. Pretty good. I don't have enough hands. Out of sight now. Right, you can't even see me, so I'll just carry on, get it done and show you when I've done it. So there we go. Both sides beaded in. And there's a bit of staining on this wood there from when we did the pointing and did the floor and stuff, but that'll just wash off. And I say they're slightly different colour at the moment. They're both pressure treated and they'll both end up exactly the same colour eventually. And you can see how the floor's drying. They're dried rather nice, and even walking on it's cleaning it up rather well. It's not the best light to be honest, but you get the idea. So yeah, lots more to do on here. We're going to be that back wall we're going to do the same as this wall, rake it all out and then point it, box the pipes in on the left, box the pipes in behind the loo, and then board this wall and fit our sink. And little by little though, it's getting there.
Well, here they are, the fruits of Andy's labour this morning. Not bad, eh? I don't know how many kilos. We should have weighed the bowl before we put them in, and then we could have weighed them again, but yeah, we didn't think about it, did we? But a fair few. Keep me going for a while, because Andy doesn't eat them.
A week or so. I have a few, but not so many. I'm going to be slicing them. Shallow's going to be baking cakes, and
when he gets me an oven.
So we got the framing anyway. Bit of an unexpected delay, but we got a bonus from it. And you can't say no, they help us out so much.
Yeah, they are so lovely.
And they just tipped up, was it yesterday with
Sunday with the figs.
Sunday with a big bowl of figs and that. So, and a lot of the crops have been spoiled this year by the late frost that we had. We mentioned before. It normally brings us bags of plums and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So you can't say no. And so tomorrow I'm going to be definitely, he says, getting that door done. For the downstairs, for the ground floor loo in the corral. So yeah.
I think I'm just going to be on gentle duty.
You're on confined to barracks.
Yeah, I'll probably spend some more time with the babies. Yeah, I enjoyed it this morning. Actually, just sitting there with them. They didn't do anything; just sort of sleep. But
and they can't really go too mad walks yet because the convalescing.
No, we did take them out this morning on their leads because Emilio was already harvesting his almonds at goodness knows what time this morning. But if we let them off the leads, they chase butterflies and they leap
around like maniacs.
Yeah, so we don't want that just yet. I want them to burst their stitches.
So yeah, as always, we hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, hit the like button. Of course, we never say this, do we?
No.
And you know, if you'd like to see more, consider subscribing and get notified of our future videos. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to all the people that have supported us. We couldn't do it without you guys. And
we'll see you tomorrow.